Good evening, sophomore parents. This is Lumpkin County High School Assistant Principal Whitney McPherson. We are going to share a lot of information with you this evening about your students' sophomore year.
Hi, my name is Jessica Dietrich. I'm the lead counselor here at Lumpkin County High School, and I'm responsible for students' last names G through O. I'm excited to be sharing with you some information for our sophomore class to help them prepare academically and personally for the second half of their high school career. The PSAT. What is it and why is it important for our sophomores? The PSAT is the preliminary SAT test. It's designed to help students prepare and get ready to successfully take the SAT, which the SAT is a college admission test that many students take in their junior or senior year of high school in order to apply to colleges. Scores can be useful on the PSAT in order to help gauge a student's preparedness for college after high school, as well as it can be used for dual enrollment acceptance to linear tech for their scores if they are choosing to do linear tech dual enrollment in 11th grade. Our sophomores will be taking the PSAT on Wednesday, October 13th, here in the morning at LCHS. Here at Lumpkin County High School, we have an awesome opportunity for our students, even as sophomores, to go ahead and begin preparing for the real SAT and ACT, especially if they are interested in having SAT or ACT scores to do UNG dual enrollment during their junior or senior year of high school. Students in our test prep here at the high school will learn test-taking strategies to help them maximize and obtain the best possible score for their SAT or ACT test. Students simply come for free to this test prep. Math is occurring in Monday and Wednesday before school at 7 to 7:40 in Mr. Mullins' room, and English test prep is in Miss Lepresti's room before school from 7 to 7:40 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Next school year's course registration timeline is displayed here. Our students will begin selecting their academic courses for next school year in December. Students will then start selecting their spring academics and their elective course interests in February. Those requests that students have made for both their academics and their elective interests will be sent to students and families in March. Final potential schedules will be sent home in May. Graduation requirements. All of our students here at Lumpkin County High School have an individual graduation plan in which counselors check on their progress towards meeting the graduation requirements set by the state of Georgia. Here at our high school, students must earn 28 total credits in order to graduate. 4 of those credits must be in English, 4 in math, 4 in science, 4 in social studies. Students must have 1 credit in health and personal fitness. They have to have 3 elective courses in some type of a pathway situation. So those are any combination of courses in career technical electives, modern language, fine arts. And then they must also have 8 additional electives of their own choice in order to reach that 28 total credits to graduate. As I referenced, every student has an individual graduation plan. Students will meet with their counselors each year throughout high school in order to review their individual interests and their plan for graduation that aligns with what they're interested in thinking about for life after high school. This plan shows how students are checked off each year to meet the academic requirements in order to graduate. Our specific requirements for English, math, social studies, and science are shown on the screen as well. In addition to just needing the 4 credits of English, students must have 9th grade and American literature and then 2 additional core English. In math, they must have Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2 or Technical College Readiness Math, and then a 4th math credit of their own choosing. Social studies students take World History, American Government and Civics, U.S. History and Economics, and then in science, students must have Physical Science or Physics, Environmental Science or Chemistry. They must have Biology, and then they will need a 4 science credit of their own choosing. Again, counselors work with students closely as well as families for questions on how to plan for different versions of these classes that meet with a student's need, whether it's in honors level, AP, dual enrollment for the future, and just looking at different options for students to be on track to meet their desired goals. Lumpkin County Things You Need to Know. Here at our high school, we do encourage our students to check their transcript regularly and carefully. That actually occurs during TAA, Teachers as Advisor time, where students are able to check in and just make sure that their course grades are getting posted correctly every year. Rigor. Courses at Lumpkin County do need to meet rigor requirements if students are trying to obtain the Hope Scholarship. Rigor classes are typically taken in 11th and 12th grade in math and science, as well as AP courses and dual enrollment core, as well as modern language classes such as Spanish 2 or French 2 and above. These all count for rigor, which is needed for the Hope or Zell Miller Scholarship, which I'll address in just a moment. Pathway, do you need one? We do encourage our students to have some type of a pathway in order to take 3 courses in one specific subject area or elective area. This is important so students advance in their interests and skill ability in a specific area that they're interested in for their electives. Language. Language courses are not required to graduate from high school. However, students who are planning to attend a 4-year college will need 2 courses within the same language. So Spanish 1 and Spanish 2, or French 1 or French 2, as we offer Spanish and French at Lumpkin County. Keeping up with grades, GPA, and the individual graduation plan is important for our students, and we stress this as we meet with our students every year and review their plans. With grades and GPA, how students perform in high school does dictate some of the potential scholarships or opportunities on the table for students after graduating from high school. So we do always push our students to do the best that they can here in school, and we help support them to do that so that way they have as many choices on the table for their future as possible. Hope and Zell Miller Scholarship. Hope Scholarship is the large main scholarship program here in Georgia to pay for colleges, both 2-year and 4-year colleges. Hope Scholarship requires in high school that students graduate with a 3.0 or higher Hope GPA. Hope GPA is different than their high school GPA, and it is only calculated on academics, so English, math, science, social studies, and language courses. So at the end of senior year, all students who have a 3.0 or higher Hope GPA, plus they have taken 4 rigor courses, again, those are those advanced math, science, academic AP, dual enrollment, or language courses past level 2. Those will count to have rigor. Those students would be eligible for Hope Scholarship, which is definitely a huge deal for our students. That's about 70 to 75% college tuition here in the state of Georgia. Zell Miller is the higher tier of Hope Scholarship. The Zell Miller Scholarship has the same requirement for the Hope GPA. It's calculated only on academics, so English, science, social studies, language courses, and math, but students have to have a 3.7 or higher Hope GPA when they graduate high school, have the 4 rigor courses or more, and they must obtain a 1200 or higher SAT test in one test or a 26 or higher ACT score in one test. The Hope calculation. The Hope GPA is calculated a little bit differently, as I mentioned, than the high school GPA. So it's entirely possible for a student to have an overall high school GPA in the high 3.0s, but have a low 3.0 Hope GPA or a 2.9 Hope GPA, depending on how they do solely on their academics. Hope only takes into account 9th through 12th grade courses that are taking here at the high school. So if a student had middle school algebra or physical science, those grades do not count in their Hope GPA. As far as Hope GPA, an A is a 4, a B is a 3, and a C is a 2 to the quality points that get counted in the GPA. So what that means is a student who earns a 90 in a class, a 90A, counts mathematically the same as a 99 or a 100A in the course. So a student's Lumpkin County GPA, again, will be quite different occasionally than their Hope GPA. Dual enrollment process. Some of our students are interested in obtaining college credit through dual enrollment during their junior year. In order to pursue the dual enrollment process, we have a couple of steps that we work with our students in order to explore that opportunity and option for them. The first step, if a student's interested for dual enrollment, is for that student to reach out to their counselor or the parent of the student to reach out to the student's counselor. We'll schedule a time to talk together about the dual enrollment program, expectations for the student, the interest, and determine available courses that meet the student's interest. The next will be that there will be paperwork for the student to complete to apply to the college, as well as completing a funding application. The high school counselor will submit the transcript after a student and family has done the college application and the funding application. Students will need SAT or ACT scores that meet the minimums to do UNG dual enrollment, as well as scores that can be used from the HOPE GPA, AccuPlacer, PSAT, or other options for linear tech dual enrollment. So we will meet with students to talk about that as long as students approach their counselor and discuss that they're interested in dual enrollment with their family, and then we'll take you through the steps in order to look at that as an option. One of the things that is important for students who are maybe considering dual enrollment as an opportunity is to look at what their life and goals are here at high school as well as after high school. Students who complete dual enrollment are on two separate calendars, so they'll have their high school dates and deadlines, and then they'll have the college dates and deadlines. And often students do not get any breaks because the college break schedule is very different than the high school break schedule. So students truly never get a break, as well as considering extracurricular options with how the student is involved. Is that something that's going to mesh well in order to do dual enrollment and balance their extracurricular activities, sports, part-time jobs? All those things kind of play in together individually to make a fit for dual enrollment or not. Dual enrollment classes will count on a student's HOPE average, and they are a part of the college permanent transcript that will follow students after they graduate high school. Colleges that they might attend in the future will have a copy of how they do in dual enrollment courses. So it is important for students to be academically focused and be the type of student that's a go-getter, organized, and ready to work hard to do well in their college courses for dual enrollment. So that way, again, we don't want any of our students failing any dual enrollment courses or withdrawing from them because that does become a part of their academic history that follows them past high school. And it is important to consider long-term goals and course load, how this all fits in together. So we will discuss that once a student and family reaches out to a counselor to discuss dual enrollment's next steps. There are a large range of dual enrollment options. The most common are for our students to attend through Linear Technical College or University of North Georgia or North Georgia Technical College, but there are many other universities available and through online. So again, we'll discuss that interest as we plan with each of our students individually. Attendance matters. Attendance is very, very important. Here at high school, a missed school day is a lost opportunity for our students to learn. So we know in today's world, there's a lot going on with different clubs, activities, and then family plans, trips. COVID is still looming for us as well with quarantines and students and families getting sick. So we know things happen, but for all intents and purposes, we really encourage our students whenever school's in session to be here. We know students who attend school regularly, they've been shown to achieve at higher levels, and they have many more options available potentially after high school if they obtain certain grades. So we really push our students to be here as much as possible. And if you're not here, to definitely work with our attendance office and your teachers to get in notes and things to make up attendance and excuse attendance as well. And then for our students new this year, if they're performing at a certain level, they can exempt final exams in certain courses depending on their attendance situation as well. So that's very, very important.
We have a really cool tool on our Lumpkin County High School homepage. It's a 360 virtual tour of our high school facilities. This tour includes some interviews with some staff members to explain all of the great things that we have to offer here. It also has interactive tours, and you can pan around all of the campuses inside and out and see what all programs and offerings your students get to experience here at Lumpkin County High School. We also have a counseling department website that stays up to date with all kinds of information about academic planning while in high school, college and career guidance, as well as scholarships. This website can be incredibly helpful to connect you to all the resources that are available to you in the Lumpkin County community, as well as college and career guidance. You can find it at lchs-counseling.weebly.com. You can also link there from our high school homepage. The Indian Memo is an essential way to stay up to date with the weekly schedule, updates, and reminders about upcoming events. It's emailed out every Friday morning. You can sign up for your Indian Memo today by going to tinyurl.com/Indian Memo. Google Classroom is one piece of communication that we use pretty consistently to make sure that they're in the know about all of the happenings here at Lumpkin County High School, as well as preparing for college and career, SAT and ACT, and scholarships. Your students need to make sure that they are in the cohort Google Classroom and that they can add you by your email address. That way you receive all of the notifications of the postings, deadlines, and events going on. We are your student support team, and we're here to make sure that you have a great high school experience. It's our job to make sure that your sophomore year is preparing you for what you want to do for the rest of high school, your post-secondary life, and beyond. Make sure that you reach out to your high school counselor with any questions or concerns that you might have in planning for the rest of this school year, as well as your junior and senior year. We're here to support you. Here's a list of some helpful websites that you may find beneficial in your planning for your post-secondary career. Whether you're going to college, technical school, the military, or straight into the workforce, we want to make sure that you're prepared to be successful in whatever you choose to do. We are active online, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It's a great way to stay connected with all of the great things that are going on at Lumpkin County High School. Make sure that you click and give us a follow. Thanks for joining us this evening, and go Indians.